Most junior devs are focused on the same handful of career paths. You either grind LeetCode to get into FANG, join a mid-sized company and work your way up, or join a startup and hope that startup takes off. And those are all fine. But there's a whole category of engineering job that most junior devs have never even heard of. One that could accelerate your career growth a lot faster than a typical software engineering job, and pays really well. It's called a forward deployed engineer. By the end of this video, I want you to understand what exactly a forward deployed engineer does, if it's right for you, and if it is, then what you could do to get started on this path. So what exactly is a forward deployed engineer? The term came from the enterprise software world, and the idea is that instead of building this product in isolation, you keep going back to the customer and kind of doing this iterative process in order to really understand what the customer needs and build this product to best suit the client. For example, you could be going to a hospital or a bank and talking to them about their complex real-world problems and building them in real time. Think of it as part engineer, part solutions architect, and part consultant. You need to be able to talk to the VP of operations in the morning, understand their problem, and go and create and code this problem in the afternoon. The forward deployed metaphor comes from the military in the context of being kind of in the front lines, in the action, if you will. In the case of software engineering, you're going to be talking to the customer directly. Companies like Stripe and Databricks are oftentimes hiring for these kind of roles, although they may be going by different names, such as customer engineers or solutions engineers. But the core idea is all the same. Here's what a typical week might look like. Monday, you're reviewing the client's existing infrastructure, and Tuesday, you might be working with the team to understand and map out their workflow. Wednesday and Thursday, you might be heads down coding, building out a custom dashboard, or integrating their legacy services. Friday, you're going to demo what you built and get feedback. And here's what makes it different than a typical software engineering job. The feedback loop is instantaneous. You are immediately getting feedback for what's going wrong, what kind of changes they want, and what kind of functionalities they require. You're not going to be waiting for a quarterly review to understand if what you built was satisfactory. Instead, you're going to be watching a user interact with what you've built in real time, and if there is a problem, you can fix it right on the spot. Now let's talk about the skills that actually matter if you have an interest in being a forward deployed engineer. First, you're going to want to have a variety of skills. Obviously, if you can't tell by now, this is the type of role that requires a lot of different skills. So I would suggest that instead of going super in-depth on one skill, you try to learn a wide variety of skills. The people who really shine in this role are the jack of all trades. The people who can do back-end, front-end, a little bit of infra, and whatever cloud migration that needs to be done. You don't need to be an expert in everything, but you do have to learn how to pick everything up pretty fast. Second, you want to focus on your communication. You're going to be talking to a lot of technical people, so you want to be able to keep up with the conversations. At the same time, you will be talking to clients and different people who you might need to explain in layman's terms without being condescending and making them feel like they really understand what's going on a higher level. You're also going to be doing a lot of active listening. You need to be able to understand what the client actually needs versus what they're saying to you. Lastly, you do need to be autonomous. There is not going to be a product manager telling you the exact scope of this ticket, and instead you're going to have to figure out what exactly you need to do and what works best for the client based on the information you're given. Now, I want to be real about what kind of person really thrives in this type of role. The work in a forward deployed engineer role is a lot less stable and a lot more ambiguous. While many software engineer roles kind of tell you what the expectations are for the next quarter, next half a year, next year, whatever the case may be, in a forward deployed role, you will have to be constantly on your toes because the stakeholders' opinions or their needs could change at any minute. So you will have to be more open to ambiguity and the ability to be flexible. Now, this is one of those things where you have to know yourself as a person, because some people may really love that level of variety while others may find it extremely exhausting or just very anxiety-inducing. Depending on which company you work for, there could also be a decent amount of travel and you do have to talk to a lot more people. So in this way, it could be a lot more for somebody who is more of a people person than a traditional software engineering role. On the other side, the pay is pretty competitive and you get to try a variety of things which a lot of junior developer roles don't get to do, and in that way, you'll never really be bored in this role. You may also feel like less of a cog because you do get to do things that are more impactful directly to a client. Okay, so if you've decided by this point in the video that you want to be a forward deployed engineer, here's the steps that you're going to need to take. You're going to have to build breadth intentionally. If you're more of a backend developer, take the steps to learn the basics of frontend, do a couple of frontend projects, do a couple of infra projects, learn a bit of Terraform, kind of get into something that's out of your comfort zone. The goal is to be dangerous across the stack and not just go super in-depth in one zone. Practice explaining your work to non-engineers. One skill that really matters is being able to communicate. As I kind of mentioned earlier, you want to be able to explain it in a way that the person in front of you really understands what you're saying, what you're doing, because a lot of times engineering can be pretty technical. So you want to be able to make sure that you are one of those people who is able to explain in great depth what exactly you're doing and what the result of this would be. Look for customer-facing opportunities to add to your portfolio. If you're in a position such as a software engineering role, try to look for places where you can get the opportunity to talk to business directly and have a little bit more of that on your resume. Maybe ask to shadow a PM on your team or maybe someone related to solutions as well. Having that exposure on your resume really implies to future employers that you're the type of person who, one, takes initiative, and two, also has experience in kind of talking to clients and having that customer-facing view. When you're job hunting, don't just look for a forward deployed engineer role. There's a couple other job titles that you can hunt for. Look for a solutions engineer, look for implementation engineer, customer success engineer, as well as technical accounts managers. A lot of the entry and associate level versions of these positions may also provide for a great launchpad. So, is the forward deployed engineer the right path for you? If you're a person who likes to talk to other people, gets bored doing the same things over and over, or just wants to explore different pathways instead of just sticking to one, this might be the role for you. It may provide you a lot of different variety of skills that would look great if you're early in your career and may provide you variety even if you're later in your career. Drop it down in the comments if you've ever heard of this role or if you've ever wanted to try it out. If you found this useful, feel free to comment and like. I post content like this with honest advice for developers in 2026, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.